Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Inept General, bringing you another Total War Warhammer 3 Legendary Lord lore video, and today we are doing Epidemius. If you enjoyed this video, do consider joining or subscribing, or even just dropping a like. Any little bit helps the channel. Got some exclusive content for our members already in the member section, including parts 4 and 5 of our ongoing Malice series, if you want to check that out. And we are revisiting the old retro game Shadow of the Horned Rat. But other than that, let's get on with the story. Epidemius, the Reckoner of Mortality, the Plagued Panjandrum, the Maggot King. Epidemius is Nurgles' chosen tallyman, one of the 7 proctors of pestilence, who preside over the massed legions of plague bearers that answer Nurgles' call, and the cataloger of all of the Plague Lord's diseases. Epidemius' task is an unending one, and it generates a great deal of paperwork, so he rides a palanquin to share the burden, and to more easily force a path through Nurgles' hordes. 24 Nurglings attend the tallyman's every need, providing the parchment, operating the Death's Head abacus, exerting the ink for the quill pens, and even defending Epidemius from harm should a foolish enemy venture too close. Epidemius himself brooks no idleness or distraction from his helpers, who, unlike other Nurglings, remain deathly silent, lest they disturb their master from his task and thus rouse his ire. Like Nurgle, Epidemius abhors anything that distracts from the serious matters of life and death. The only sounds that can be heard are the gooey shufflings as Nurglings heave the palanquin forward, and the irritable scratchings of the tallyman's quill as he seeks to keep his records up to date. From his perch, Epidemius surveys the thrift and splendor of Nurgle's creations, making note of every bubo, pustule, and sore, of the casualties and infection rates, as well as secondary symptoms such as unusual colorations and odors. This information, properly collated and distilled, is of incredible value to Father Nurgle, but must be recorded with absolute precision and in a timely fashion to be of any use. Epidemius' path through the mortal and eternal realms is an unpredictable one, for he goes wherever the spore of pestilence leads him. He is the busiest of all when Nurgle's power is strong, for the might of the Plague Lord is inextricably linked to the constant shifting ebb and flow of disease. The stench attracts Epidemius like a fly to a rotten wound. Campaigning armies with all the poor hygiene and unmentionable diseases that entail offer a glut of work for the tallyman, but also present rare opportunities for more unusual studies. The more notes Epidemius makes, the more the Lord of Decay's attention is drawn to him, and the greater blessings bestowed upon his pestilent legions. Epidemius often orders his palanquin carried to the front lines, where the Nurgling bearers and the obese herald angrily strike out at any foes that get close enough to disturb the tallyman's work. Of greatest interest are infections and fevered behaviors afflicting determined or ambitious souls. Nurgle's cankerous plagues do not merely infest the physical form, they also run virulently rampant throughout a being's soul, destroying his sense of self and moral direction as thoroughly as they corrupt his fevered body. Observing this decline is a rare privilege. A skilled observer, and there are none more skilled than the vile Epidemius, can read this flaked and crumbled trail of soul stuff as it departs the mortal coil, gleaning all manner of knowledge and adding a portion of the spirit's strength to aid his master's cause. As an offer of thanks, Epidemius' entourage strike bells and gongs when such a soul finally succumbs, ushering the tainted spirit into Nurgle's paternal and welcoming embrace. What happens to it there none can say, least of all Epidemius, whose interest in a subject dies along with its physical shell. Happily, there are always fresh victims to investigate. One of Epidemius' notable ventures into the mortal realm occurred in the year 635 of the imperial calendar, when the tallyman of Nurgle appeared in Nagaroth at high summer, seeking to claim the soul of accursed Malekith as payments for alliance past. Safe behind his sorcerous wards, the Witch King loosed his armies upon Epidemius. However, prepared for treachery, the plague demon soon counters with a great host of his own. For a year and a day, Nagaroth is ravaged and torn between those two mighty armies. The war only ends when Malekith offers up the soul of 1,000 of his kin instead of his own. An offer the Tallymaster greedily accepted. And that is the tale of Nurgle's Tallymaster. Let's take a look at some of his rules as they were on the tabletop. On his palanquin, he counted as a type of monstrous cavalry, was of course a demon of Nurgle, and had something known as the Lesser Locus of Virulence, which meant that he would automatically wound an enemy on a hit roll of 5+. And he, of course, has his special rule, the Tally of Pestilence. This is while he's alive, he keeps account of all the unsaved wounds caused by demons of Nurgle, friend or foe, and by any spells cast in the lore of Nurgle. And at the start of each player turn, they would check the table against the number of wounds caused and see what effect it had. So 0 to 6 wounds was no effect. From 7 to 14 wounds, all demons of Nurgle gain +1 strength. From 14 to 21 wounds, all demons of Nurgle gain +1 toughness. And at this point, it's worth mentioning that the effects were cumulative, so I think that meant that you got +1 strength and +1 toughness at 14+. At 21 to 28, all demons of Nurgle gained Killing Blow. And at 28 or more, all demons of Nurgle get to re-roll their failed ward saves. And he had the weapon, which was the Plague Sword, which is also held by Plague Bearers, basically giving him poison attacks as well. So those were the rules for Epidemius on the tabletop. A fun character, not a huge amount of lore on him, but fun addition to Total War Warhammer, filling out the ranks of Nurgle there. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. And if you've liked the video, please do drop a like, subscribe, and maybe consider joining if you can. That would be great and a huge support to the channel. Other than that, guys, as always, a huge thank you for watching, and I hope to catch you all on the next one. Alright, guys? Bye.